It's so easy to record to the iPad now that I finally figured it out. I don't know if I just didn't know before or if it's a new thing or whatever, but it's so easy to do. And it's so easy to upload. I can download it and get it on YouTube. Like, it's just easy. So I get excited about those kind of things. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about mass enrolling. I've had a couple people ask me this. And so when Savannah asked me last night or the night before, I don't remember, I was like, well, that's just a sign that I need to talk about it for a little bit. And I was already going to talk about loyal customers tonight anyways. So it kind of all just segues into it. So let me, don't know where a pen is. So I'm using my kid's green marker to make sure I keep track of what I'm talking about. So first, because we have so many new distributors. So when I upload this, if you have new distributors that joined in the last 90 days, please send this to them or tag them. I'm just going to go over real quick what the loyal customer agreement is, because I have had, probably in the last month, I've had 5 potential distributors. Oh, I looked up reviews online, and I'm not going to start because there's a lot of bad reviews. And I always ask them. I'm like, oh man, you know, I've been in the company for about 4.5 years. I've never heard of any like legit bad reviews, but do you mind screenshotting me or sending me a link or something? I need to know how to do link, but I don't know what that is. I'll look at the chat in a minute, or at the end. And they always send me the links, and without fail, every single time, it's some customer complaining that they didn't know that they had to do 3 months, or they didn't know about the $50 cancellation fee. So that is not a complaint on the company. That is a complaint on you. That's a complaint on whoever the distributor is that signed them up. So when you're talking to a potential customer, it's literally a 3-step, boom, seal the deal, you're out the door. So the first thing, you always just tell them about the product. So for example, I do a lot of hair, skin, and nail sales. Say that 7 times fast. That's what I sold this morning. Customer for hair, skin, and nails. I literally say, okay, this is what it does. This is a before and after picture. Are you interested? You don't tell them the price right away, because it doesn't matter how cheap or how much it costs if they're not interested in what the result is. And I've had people tell me no because they thought it was a shampoo. There's no point in going into price, because then when they tell me no, I have to say, okay, do you not like the product, or can you not afford it? Like, I need to know if I want to follow up with you or not. Don't cause yourself extra work. Just give them information and say, are you interested? Without fail, it's a yes. The objection doesn't come until you tell them the price. Again, I rarely have I had anyone say no to the actual product. And the only time they do is if they've had a bad experience with another rep in the company. They're already an itworks customer and they didn't realize what I was selling, which is perfectly fine because that's what our advertisements are designed to do. Or I've had a couple who are like, oh, I'm a distributor for you guys. I'm like, well, it must not be working very hard, because if you don't know what our ads look like, you need to get in the loop, because you'd be making more money if you utilized them. So send the information. As soon as they say yes, you're going to give them 2 prices. You're going to say, okay, that's awesome. Now this is normally, and again, I'm just going to do hair, skin, and nails. This is normally $60, but I can give it to you for $36 as a loyal customer, or you're just going to become a customer. Whatever, customer in there. Again, I don't go into the loyal customer agreement at that point, because I need to know if they can afford it first. So it's this much tonight, because you're going to become a customer. Does that fit into your budget tonight? They're either going to say yes or no. And a lot of times if it's no, they won't even respond to you. And that's where the follow-ups come in, which we're going to talk about in a minute too. So when they say yes, what you're not going to do is send them your website. But okay, here you go. You haven't told them anything. They're going to go to your website. They're going to see a $50 membership fee, and they're going to freak out and probably block you. So then you're going to send the loyal customer agreement. So if you're new and you don't know what that is, it's in the scripts. Like, I'm not giving you the scripts tonight because they're all on the page. But the loyal customer agreement, I hated when I started because it had such a negative connotation. I didn't know what it was. I was like, who the heck wants to sign up for an auto ship? Here is why you want to sign up for an auto ship. One, because all of these products you're supposed to use for 90 days. You're not going to see results on most of them before 90 days. Our bodies have what's called a 90-day cell turnover, like the cells in your body. It can take up to 90 days for the old cells to be out, the new cells to be in, and the product to actually work in your body. And it's the same way with like antibiotics and vitamins. It's not just our products. That's why a lot of even prescriptions, like you don't take it for a week, and if it doesn't work, you go get a new prescription. They have you take it for a while and monitor you. Beside the point, but it's a 90-day process. So we're telling them, okay, you're going to order once a month for 3 months. It is like, the script is pretty blatant that I use. It doesn't say it's optional. It says you have to order once a month for 3 months, then you can cancel. Like literally, those are the exact words. So I have gotten very few people to get mad about wanting to cancel before the 3 months and not knowing. If they do say that, all I have to do is screenshot it back to them like, oh, you know, I did read that, I forgot. Like, I don't have any issues with it really, because I tell them up front. So if you're doing your job, people are not getting mad at you because they didn't know about the loyal customer agreement. You're not making it optional whatsoever. Like, they know if you want this price, this is the agreement you're agreeing to. The way the company works, yes, don't delete your conversations, guys. Keep your conversations with your loyal customers. Just in case someone ever comes back and like, you didn't tell me that. Here's a screenshot. Yes, I did. Because there are going to be people, I mean, I worked in, what is restaurant? I don't know what that's called. Customer service? That's not customer service. Whatever. I worked in restaurant work for years, like on and off since I was 14. I've had plenty of people come in. It doesn't matter what you do. They want the manager to comp their food. You're always going to find somebody that's just looking for something for free. They don't care how upfront you were with them. They want whatever you gave them, and they want to get a refund. It happens. So just cover your bases. There is a loyal customer agreement that we screenshot too if we're getting their info, but that's a little more on the technical side. So if you're new, the loyal customer agreement, the customer's always right. No. The loyal customer agreement is you order once a month for 3 months. At the end of those 3, and you get the price for the whole time. You also can pick any product you want. You're not locked into the hair, skin, and nails or whatever the initial order is. So let's say someone orders the hair, skin, and nails. Next month, they see you posting about the coffee, and they're like, oh, I want to switch to the coffee. Now, I do try to get them to get both because they wanted the longer hair in the first place. 30 days probably ain't going to do it. But if they really want to switch, they can switch. There's, you know, nothing saying you can't. And then they want to do the cleanse for month 3. They can do that. They're not locked into anything. They're not even locked into the date. So if they order today, hair, skin, and nails, if they don't do anything, then next month on the 14th, they're going to get billed and shipped for the hair, skin, and nails. If they want to log in and have it shipped on the 25th next month and change it to the face cream, they can. Like, it's called a flex. Well, we don't call it a flexi ship. It's a flexi ship, though. It's something that they have complete control over if they want to change anything. If they do cancel before the 90 days are over, they do get charged a $50 cancellation fee. Now, again, I don't tell that in my scripts for the simple fact that I'm not telling them they have an option to cancel before the 3 months. You have to order, like, do you understand? 3 times before. If they don't say yes, I don't let them order. Now, if you want to tack that on the bottom, you definitely can. Some people will say on the bottom of the loyal customer script, and by doing the 3-month doing the 3-month auto ship, it waives the $50 membership fee. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you can't, as long as you're saying it in a way that's upfront without being scary, you can't, there's no reason not to give them all the information. I don't say 90-day trial. I don't say you're gonna be a product tester for 90 days. Like, because that implies you're getting this bottle and it covers 90 days worth of products. When I started, that's what we were told. And I was actually ridiculed for the way that I say it to my customers. And you know what? I still kept saying it. I was like, I am not gonna change it to something that is misleading to them. That's when you get people real mad at you later on and your business doesn't thrive like long term. Once the 3 months are up, they can cancel, and it literally, and you can do it for them or they can do it. You literally log into the account, you click auto ship, edit, cancel, yes. Like, you don't have to call somebody. And that was one of my concerns, is how hard is it to cancel? Because I have Beachbody, for example, that I use their workouts. For me to cancel, I have to call them. Do you know how hard it is to get through to anybody during COVID? If I wanted to cancel anything, I have to call them or send back 20 freaking emails. Okay, you don't have to do that with itworks. You literally boom, 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 and you're done. The cool thing about itworks is you're earning 10% back on every purchase. So I'm just going to, we're going to say the hair, skin, and nails, we're going to pretend it's $30 because that's the math that I can do in my head right off. We used to do the greens and they were $30. So that's kind of the example I've always used. So if you do the hair, skin, and nails, now they're $36 a month, guys. So I'm not telling you they're $30. I'm using an example. Let's pretend they're $30 a month. At the end of 3 months, they have $9 in product credit because they spent $90. So they can go in and they can use that $9. If they decide to keep the auto ship on for 3 more months, so 6 months total, they get a $50 credit on their account that they can use on the website plus the 10%. So again, we're just pretending they did a $30 product for 6 months. At that point, they've spent $180. So they have $50 plus their $18. They've got $68 they can use. That's enough to get 2 products, basically. If they decide to stay on for the entire year, and again, it can be any product as long as it's auto ship every single month, they get another $150 at the end of the 12 months. So again, we'll just pretend they did a $30 product for 12 months. They've spent $360. So they're getting 36 back in product credit, plus they're getting that 50, plus they're getting that 150. So they spent $360 and they're getting 236 of it back. Now, I'm going to say, I don't know of any other customer programs that take care of their customers quite the way that ours do, as far as like paying our loyal customers. I have a customer that's been with me for, goodness, I don't know how long, but I checked her account yesterday because they sent her the keto tea instead of the coffee. And by the way, if they ever send your customer the wrong thing, you literally go in, put a support ticket, and they send them out the right product, and they get to keep both. They take very, very good care of our customers. She has like $580 some in product credit right now. When Janice decided to become a distributor, because she was a customer before, she had what, almost $400 in product credit? $500. Okay, she had $500 in free products before she even became a distributor. So that just tells you, and that's another reason. And I know some leaders disagree with this, and that's okay. Everyone runs their business differently. But if I have somebody who has never mentioned anything about wanting to work the business, they want the product, I'm not urging them to become a distributor just to make them become a distributor. It screws them out of all their perk points because we don't get those. And there's no point in signing distributors just to sign distributors if they're not actually interested in making money. So personally, that's how I run my business. You don't have to do that. I know some leaders will say, you know, before they check out, like, oh, it's an extra $40 and you could just do the business. You might as well do that, right? They're not going to get the product they wanted without spending another $40 for the product. So it isn't really the same. And that's just, again, my opinion. But any company that urges their people to become distributors instead of customers by dangling the carrot of you'll get a bigger discount if you become a distributor, that's a red flag. I am super thankful that our customers get better perks than we do when it comes to buying the product, because our customers should be the main customers. The distributors should not be the main customers. I know several companies that their distributors get a bigger discount than their customers do. And I also know for a fact that those companies, the distributors account for more total sales than the customers do every year. That's a red flag. You should not be the main customer. Your customers should be the main customers. So I think that's, everyone understand the customer agreement. Anyone have any questions about what a loyal customer is? Okay, you can unmute and ask. I will look at the chat real quick. I need to know how to do my link bio website. I don't know what that is. Okay. So that's what a loyal customer is. Now, there was a time when I was enrolling 60, 70, 80 customers a month. And I get asked a lot, how do you enroll? How did I enroll so much? One, I worked a lot more. I'm not even going to lie to you. For me to be a mass enroller, like to that degree, I was on my phone pretty much 24/7, and I was cold messaging several hundred people a day. Now, good or bad, that's up to you. Depends on your family life. It depends on what your responsibilities are. If you have the time to sit and do that, go be a mass enroller. I would not tell anyone like, oh, you're stupid for being a mass enroller. Now, I wouldn't suggest doing like I did and kind of putting your family on the back burner to do it. I was not good with my time, and I was listening to people that were basically telling me, oh, just work 24/7 for 2 or 3 years, and then you'll have all that time to be with your family. That lasted about 9 months before my husband was like, you can quit the business anytime because we're not doing this. Like, I literally, in my memories today, posted about running for a goal and how my husband better get used to eating takeout. Like, shame, shame, shame. I don't suggest any of y'all doing that ever. Now I enroll between 20 and 25 customers a month and between 6 and 10 distributors. So I don't consider myself a mass enroller, but I definitely am a consistent enroller. And that's kind of what I'm going to talk about tonight, is how to consistently enroll people daily. And there's a couple things that I honestly like, their mindset things. Yes, you got to get the scripts down. Like, you got to get the fundamentals before you can get the next level stuff going on. So the fundamentals, you need to get the scripts down. You need to not be afraid to screenshot instead of trying to do it all by yourself. Let us walk you through it, because I promise you there are things that work and there are things that don't. You need to get your follow-ups on point. Everybody you talk to today, you should be following up with tomorrow. Everyone you talk to tomorrow, you should be following up with on Wednesday. So you shouldn't be leaving giant gaps where you're not talking to people. What I do is everyone I talk to today, I write them on a list, and then tomorrow I just go through and I follow up with them. Now, that is one way that I do consistently sign is I create urgency in the messages. Never am I going to message and say, are you still interested in this? No, you already told me you're interested. That's not what we're doing. What I'm going to say is, hey, I've got 2 spots for this. Do you want one of them? Now, for me personally, I open up 3 spots every single day. 3 spots for customers, meaning that's the amount of people I have time to actually sit and enroll and not neglect my family. So that's what I'm opening up. So if I haven't enrolled anyone that day, I might say, hey, I've got 3 spots for this. Usually I just say 2 because that's what's saved in my phone. But I very much treat this like this is not a Walmart clearance bin. You don't come by and shop at your leisure whenever you want. If you want to buy from me, get access to my fitness group, which all y'all have access to and all your customers have access to, by the way. Get access to one-on-one with me when you have questions about keto or paleo or Whole30 or any of the crap that I've researched that I know about. Not necessarily that I have followed, but I know enough about it to guide you on whatever journey you're on, plus show you what products to use. You're either going to buy or you're going to say next and you're going to walk on by. This isn't a free-for-all of whenever you want to come, order from Tanya, you can come and she's just open all the time. No, this is, I work this business in this pocket of time. If you want to order, let's do it now, because in 2 hours, I'm not going to be on the phone answering you anymore. When you set up your time as being that important, that's when people will go ahead and buy from you on the spot. Now, the other thing with creating urgency, I do have product on hand. If you don't have product on hand, you're brand new, don't worry about this. Again, this is that next level thing. If I have someone who they're for sure going to buy, and they're like, oh, you know, I've got this and this tonight. Can I go ahead and do it tomorrow? I'll tell them, oh yeah, you can absolutely do it tomorrow. But just letting you know, anyone that orders before midnight tonight, they're also going to get a free 3-day supply of our Focus coffee or a free 3-day supply of our energy sticks. They're already committing to ordering. So I'm not bribing them to order. I'm just saying, hey, let's get it in now before tomorrow morning comes and you change your mind, or you go out and spend $200 at Walmart tonight and now you don't have the money. And most of the time, they'll be, oh, okay, yeah. And they'll send me their info right over. So usually I get one person like that a month. So no one thinks that they're sending a bunch of free product out. Usually it's once a month. And I haven't had one for 60 days like that. But I'm telling you, if they're trying to push it off and they are to the point of sending me their info, I don't do this if we're barely at the price. I don't do this in like, you know, the very beginning of the script. This is if we've already gone through everything and they just want to send me their info in the morning because they're already in bed or whatever. So again, don't misconstrue that. I don't want someone coming to me in 30 days like, yeah, I've given away like 2 bags of coffee for all my customers. This is only if that is their only objection, is they just want to send you their info in the morning. Okay, so that's the follow-ups, that's the creating urgency, but the other part of creating urgency is you have to create urgency for yourself. This is the big thing for me, and I've seen this over and over in myself. If I go through the day kind of lackadaisical and I'm like, oh, well, I did my messages, did my follow-ups, not that worried about signing anybody, I won't sign anybody. If I get up and I'm intentional and I write down, okay, I need 5 more people this week, which means I need at least 1 person today, but I'm going to go for 2 today. You can bet your dollar I'm signing at least 1 person by the end of the day, because in the back of my mind, every person, I'm like, that could be that one. I got to be on my game for this. I can't be lazy. I need to return this message. I need to, you know, dot my I's and cross my T's. So you have to be urgent also. It isn't just in the wording. It's okay. When you're going throughout your day, are you working just to work, or are you working because you are intentionally looking for that next person to sign? And I think for most of you guys, you're putting the work in, but your mindset is not, okay, I'm enrolling 2 people today. Your mindset is, man, I hope I get somebody. So you've got to have the confidence, because that's going to, like, I don't even know, again, I don't believe in energy or any of that crap, but obviously it's something. I feel people can feel it. They can, you know, they feel your urgency when you're talking to them. And that's why I do love voice messages as well. So if you can take one thing away from this, that would be what it is. You have to intentionally, Christina Watts used to say this, and I thought she was bat crap crazy. She'd be like, the days I get up and I'm like, I'm signing 5 people, I sign 5 people. And the days that I get up and I'm just working to work and TV's on in the background and I'm doing my messages and, oh, got to chat with so-and-so, and oh man, this lady has like all these cool videos. I got to send this to my husband. Those are the days you don't sign anybody, because you're kind of going through it like lackadaisical, I guess. And then I do the follow-ups every Friday also. Again, those don't attribute for very many of my enrollments. Most of my enrollments come from that next day follow-up when I'm like, hey, 2 spots, do you want them or not? Or hey, I'm sitting down, I'm putting in an order. Did you want it or did you decide not to get it? Like if you know, your back's to the wall, you're like, I'm not saying 2 spots. Don't say 2 spots, but you have to create the urgency. And I'll tell you, the 2 spots work better than the other one, but the other one does work. And again, that's your own mindset. Can people just walk up and order from you whenever they want? This isn't from the company. They can order from the company anytime they want. There's no spots, with the very rare exception of like $24 for only this day, or, you know, it's pick 2, pick 3 for only these days. You can sign up as a distributor, midnight, 2 o'clock, any day of the week, any day of the month. No one cares. It's all the same. If you want to sign up with me as a customer, or you want to sign up with me as a distributor, you're doing it now or you're not doing it. Like, I have no problem walking away from you. Are you going to walk away from me? And that's where that confidence comes in. If you're not confident in why, like what sets you apart, why should they be signing with you? Then they're not going to sign with you because they have no urgency to sign. they can sign with any other hundreds of people that are selling the exact same product that you're selling. They can sign up as a distributor with any other hundreds of people who are coaching the same thing you're coaching. That is the blessing of this business, is you have a support system set up and there's people to help you. The curse of this business is you have a support system set up and we're all doing the same thing. So you have to decide what sets me apart from everybody else. And that could be what you're sharing on Facebook. That could be the value that you're adding. You know, every one of us is unique, and there's going to be people that are going to join with you that would look at me and be like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with her. Like, she talks about Jesus all the time. There's going to be people that would join with me and not join with you and be like, yeah, that girl says the F-bomb 24 times on her Facebook. Like, I'm not going to sign with someone like that. And that's okay. We're all different. We all have our different quirky personalities that attract people. But you got to be loud and proud about whatever yours is. So the weekly follow-ups, every Friday, I go back just for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And I just follow up with the people that were ready to sign, ready to give me their info, and they just didn't. Like, sometimes they'll ghost you. Sometimes, you know, they'll wait a couple days like, man, I'm so sorry, something came up, you know, whatever. And I literally just say, hey, so-and-so, I know we talked about the hair supplements. Got a huge deal going on them right now. Are you ready? And sometimes they'll say yes. Sometimes they'll say, what's the price? You know, whatever. And then so typically I'll follow up with them like for 3 weeks in a row. The first week I send that. So I'm going to assume I talked to them. They just, for whatever reason, ignored me. Then I went ahead and had them host a post. I've already told them, hey, you know, if you want to do this, I make money doing this. Here's the video. So week 1, I'm saying, hey, you know, here's the hair, skin, and nails, whatever. Are you interested? Or are you ready? Week 2 is typically when I will send them, hey, I know we talked about this. You said it wasn't right for you. Do you know anyone that could use some extra money? And then week 3 is honestly when I send them to the fitness page. I'm like, hey, here's the fitness page. It's free. We do drawings and stuff. And I throw them in there. It's kind of my follow-up system. Obviously, if you have a party or something going on, like that week, I would go ahead and ask them if they want an invite to the party. And then the next week, pick up wherever I left off. So it's not a set system. It's just one of those things that, okay, I'm gonna talk to you about something for about a month. And then if you haven't bought anything by then, you weren't that interested. Like, realistically, most people can come up with an extra $30-some if they really want to get something in a month's time. And then the last thing, not really have to do with the customer agreement or the actual customer itself, but customer retention. Drop in the comments if you feel like you kind of suck at customer retention. Meaning at 3 months, instead of keeping ordering, people are like, hey, I'm ready to cancel. Okay. Something that I've been doing, and it works really well. As soon as they order, I write them on my list. And then at the end of every month, everyone in that list goes into a Facebook collection. So I'm just going to share my screen real quick and show you what that is. Just in case someone is on here or watching it and they don't know what a Facebook collection is. What in the world? Okay, so the little menu button at the bottom, the 3 lines on the right-hand bottom corner, click Save, and it brings up all the collections. So right here, I have August LCs. These are all of my customers that ordered from me in August. All I did is I went to their page. I went to one of their posts. I clicked the 3 dots. I click Save Post, and normally it prompts it. This time I'll have to choose it. And it'll say Add to Collection, and then I'll click the August LCs. If I don't have a collection set, I just click New Collection. I can save the name as August LCs. Boom. All I do is once a week. Okay, so during their 3-month period, and this takes a little bit, but that's okay. So you know how on the list we're supposed to interact with 10 people every single day? So I go to my 10, that's where I find them. They are current customers from the last 90 days. And all I'm doing is liking and commenting on 3 products or 3 of their posts. I do this once a week. So once a week, I'll go like and comment on 3 things and be about my merry way. That's it. If you're signing 30 people a month, which most of you guys aren't, and that's not a slight, I think you're going to get there. Most of you are going to get there. But even if you're signing 30 people a month, that's 90 people a week that you're basically following up with. You have 7 days. You're not going to get through 90 people, so you're going to hit all your people like 3 times every month. Now, again, most of us don't sign 30 people, so it's not a huge issue. But if you're signing from host to host, they have no emotional connection to you whatsoever. They don't know you. This is how you build that relationship. And then they're going to start commenting on your posts. You're going to have little conversations. That's how I get them to where then when I'm in their inbox once a month talking about the products, they're not like, this girl don't ever talk to me except about trying to sell me something else. No, because I've been talking about their kid. I've been talking about the food they're making. They've been talking about Glory. They've been commenting on different parenting posts that I've shared. So it just builds a relationship. That's all there is to it. What I do is so let's say they order in August. September, usually I just go on the 1st of the month and I just ask them like, hey, how are you liking the whatever? Are you able to take them consistently? They're gonna tell me yes or no. Now, if their second order already ran on the 1st, it is what it is. I used to be a little bit more good about this. Now the first week of the month, that's when I'm doing my follow-ups. And then I'll ask them like, do you need help? Do you want to change anything? Do you want to add anything on? The second month, so they order in August. September, I ask how they like everything. October, I'm usually telling them about like 3 or 4 of our top sellers and basically like, hey, just want to let you know, even if it's not like a sale, it's always a sale. They always get 40% off. Like, hey, we've got, these 5 products on sale this month. Do you want to add any of those to your 3rd order? Just tell them a little bit about the products. Literally, it's just to get them seeing it. When the parties come up, I invite them. And then once their 3rd order ships, I'm like, hey, just a heads up, 3 more orders, you're going to get a $50 gift card to use on the website. I don't ask, do you want to cancel? Okay, I already told them they had to cancel if they wanted to cancel. So again, that is something, if you're constantly saying, do you want to cancel? You're putting it in their head of like, oh, she doesn't expect me to keep ordering. I should probably cancel. So your verbiage means a lot. And you don't realize what you're portraying to the customer sometimes with some of the things that you're saying. If you're constantly worried about, oh, are you sure you don't want to cancel? I just want to, if you want to cancel, just let me know. It puts it in their head of like, is it like, do people not normally order after 3 months for her? Like she's acting like everyone cancels at 3 months. This is why I have customers 2, 3, and 4 years later, because it's just normal to keep ordering. And I tell them that up front too. Whenever I first send them they first ordered, I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of other products. Check them out. Like most of my customers end up ordering for 6, 12, 18 months and they just try a lot of different products. I already put that in their head of it's normal to just keep ordering. It's not normal to cancel. So I'm getting better at this because I suck at this. I'm not consistent with what I'm telling you. I know what to do. I don't always do it. So that's one thing I'm working on real hard for the next couple of months is customer retention. Another thing, once they hit the 3 months, I do send out a handwritten thank you card. I think it's important. I used to do it every single person, but when you sign 30 people, 40, 50 people a month, that's a lot of cards to write. And I was getting way behind, so I stopped doing it. But we do it after they hit their 3 months and they go ahead and get that 4th month order. Because at that point, I'm like, heck, like I need to show you that you're valued. So you stay loyal. Because again, I'm just going to use Beachbody as an example. If I want to change my coach, I have to like email and give reasons why and all this crap. If they want to change in itworks, all they do is sign up with a new email address with somebody else they like better. There's not any hoops they have to jump through. So any questions about any of this? This was basically a loyal customer slash mass enrolling session. Does anybody have any questions? You check the chat. All right, I think we're good. I'm gonna unrecord. I'm gonna stop recording this. So many nuggets.